Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. I want to give a special shout out to a wonderful mom, best friend, mentor, and grand guardian, Miss Linda Ballard from Linda Ballard Health 911. And the reason why I'm doing this tribute because she's been a great mother to me. Now go to the tribute to my birthday, Riders for Life. It's my birthday on Linda Ballard at Linda Ballard's Health 911. Check it out. My mom, she was always been there for me. She was always the one who was playing video games with us. He was always encouraging. And when there's something wrong, she was the Doctor Who. She was always trying to find out stuff mentally, physically, and emotionally wise. And when I was growing up, I didn't have high self esteem of myself. I could have been like a young version of DJ Twitch if she didn't caught that. I always had my head down to the ground. I had trouble making friends because I didn't believe in myself. So what my mom did was she like, hold on, little man, come here. We're gonna do this until we get it right. It was put me in the mirror, and the key to this exercise was I can't look down. I couldn't look up to the ceiling. I had to look straight into the mirror and tell what I like about myself, what I dislike about myself, and the stuff that I dislike about myself, what I can improve about myself. And I thank her for that. At first, I thought the exercise was just totally useless, but when years went on, I get it. And it taught me to believe in myself, to look at myself, and to live with myself. Even when people don't like you, there's days I don't like myself. But in regards to that, at the end of the day, that you have to believe in yourself when other people don't believe in you. And my mom, she was a person that give you a benefit of the doubt. And if you don't know anything, she was that safe haven. The safe haven, she basically she didn't laugh at you. If you didn't know something, she ain't gonna call you stupid, or she wasn't like back in the day like some of these other people. She was up with the times and the music, and you could come to her and say, "Hey, mom, what this mean?" And she gives you the answer, and she wasn't afraid to tell you, "I don't know," but she would look up the answer for you. And my brother V, who was back in the video, if we go to Linda Ballard at Linda Ballard's Health 911, it's your birthday, Writers for Life. He was diagnosed with NLD, non-learning verbal disability, or basically what that is. It was a neurological disorder with the brain that said he couldn't do certain things. My mom had him diagnosed with the finest doctors of KU. See, in my community, we have a hard time understanding diagnosis. We just believe in beating the child and trying to make sense of it. But mom went beyond the call of duty. She didn't say, "I'm not gonna beat my kids. I'm gonna find out what's wrong with my children." With doctors, diagnosis, she got books, and she did that for all of us. And what makes my mom a wonderful person, I remember there was something when Pops passed away, and I didn't know this about myself. I thought for years I was fine. I wasn't fine. But it took my father's death to realize I wasn't fine. And my mom was saying, "Yeah, you were in that dark place." And she knew I was in that dark place, and she was trying to get me to talk. And a lot of parents don't sit down and talk to their kids about, "Hey, what's wrong? What's going on? Are you okay?" My mom, she would sit down, and she ain't gonna let you get up until you talk. And that's what I love about my mom. Um, what I love about my mom, that what makes her a wonderful person, and it sounds like I'm rambling, but I'm not. But this is how great, a wonderful woman she is. She always stood by you, and she wasn't gonna ridicule you about making. I won't say the word mistakes, but life lessons. She always say, "Okay, do you learn from that? Now, since you learned from that, you got two options: look back or move forward. What do you want to do?" My mom always gave us the option of moving forward because why you want to look back at something and get stuck in the past? My mom was a person she she did never like the past because she always joked around and said the stuff I wore when I was growing up, I didn't like that stuff, and I see why. My mom, uh, Linda Ballard, she's a strong woman, and uh, back in 2003, she went under a surgery, and I was at a vulnerable point in my life. I thought I was going to lose my mom because it was breast cancer, and her faith was in two people's hands. Okay, three. One doctor was agnostic, one doctor was an atheist, and God. And the only thing that I could do for my mom, because I couldn't fathom what she was going through, all I could do was pray. I squeezed my Bible tightly, and the doctors looked at me and said, and told my dad to leave, and told my dad the boy would pray for his mom. And later on, after the surgery, she made it out in one piece, and I'm still alive today. Praise God. That one doctor became, both doctors actually became Christians. But the point of the matter is, when you at a point to where you're getting ready to lose someone that's valuable, who've been around you for all their life and know you from the inside out, that's a scary thought. And shout out to MTR. I know how you feel, my brother, about cancer, because that's nothing to laugh at. So I believe full heartedly that um, even with your mom going through something like that, or anybody going through something like that, pray for them. I mean, and prayer do work. But my mom, she, even though she didn't go to church, she always have a prayerful spirit. She was always uplifting, fun to be around. And like I said before, when it comes to making life lessons, oh, she wasn't gonna beat you down and criticize you. She would say, "Hey, that was a crazy thing, but okay, let's see why it was a crazy thing," and she helped you get through the process. And what makes my mom a wonderful person is just like all the good things she did for me. I remember there was a couple of times I thought I was not going to make rent, and you know, my mom, she straight out said, "Kenny, if you were a rotten mofo," but she didn't say mofo. I'm just cleaning it up because of Mother's Day. I wouldn't help you. So in recipient, or saying, even though I'm not a rotten mofo, I want to take the time on my day to say, "Hey, Mama, I love you from the bottom of my heart, and Happy Mother's Day because you've been that rock in my life. You've been that foundation." And when I was working at that rotten ass job, Walmart, oh yes, I call y'all out, Wally World. She was there. I mean, she gave me strategies to just to get through the day, especially when management used to mess with me because they thought because I'm Christian or they think I'm passive, they don't think I'll fight back. But my mom geared me up to fight back with knowledge, not with action of violence, but with knowledge, like knowing your rights as a worker. Now go to the blog, nldrecognition.wordpress.com, and just type in stories of Walmart. If you don't know your rights, they're right there. Um, she was always been solid for me. There was times where I thought I was gonna fall apart, but when I see that she was strong, it made me press on to be strong. I remember we used to have competitions. Um, not trying to miss a day at work. Okay, I lost on that one because there's a few times I missed, but we just always had a little fun competition these games. And growing up, speaking of competitions, we used to have Sega competitions. Yes, my mom plays Sega. up on game with computers and the latest factions and this. She's the one. Okay, you gonna laugh at this. Okay, she at first she had an iPhone 13, and then she a week later she went and got an iPhone 14, and then she looked at my iPhone and she said, "You know, boy, I'm I'm 60 plus. I got an iPhone 14. You need to up your game. Get rid of the 7 Plus." Okay, yes, I have the 7 Plus. Okay, I upgraded to the iPhone 14 Plus because that was just another friendly camaraderie. But my mom, she's my rider because all these years, females, no diss to ladies, come and go, but my mom always been there. When I was sick, when I was at my down point, when I was depressed, when I felt lonely, my mom was always there. She made me laugh. She cooked these wonderful meals. She gave health tips. And she was not like only my mom. She was like the neighborhood's mom. And everyone in the neighborhood came to her and they felt safe because my mom wasn't going to put them down. She gave them advice and just helped them get to their journey in life. Same thing at Walmart. My mom was not just my mom. She was Walmart's mom because the night crew came to her, and she made them feel safe, and gave them hugs, and and pay attention to the stuff they like. And how many parents or mothers will have an eye for detail on people's personality or even their kids? And she picked out on my personality. There's times I'm quiet. I could be an introvert at times. Okay, and I could be an extrovert at times, but she is the type of person who just watches and research. And like Tupac said, "Dear Mama, there's no way there's no way I could pay you back, but my plan is to make you understand that you're appreciated." And Mom, I do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart because you've been an inspiration in my life with the writing, the decorating, the research, and just to be a better person and not a bitter person. And that even though that people do struggle, don't put a person down because they're struggling. Help them, get them to the point to their journey. But at the same time, that you need to help yourself to get to where you need to get to. So shout out to my mom, Linda Ballard, and Linda Ballard Health 9111. Happy Mother's Day. Um, my mom, my mentor, my best friend. This go out for you, dear mama.